Welcome to New Life Live, the premier place to receive free advice from Christian psychologists and counselors for the mental, emotional, relational, and spiritual challenges you face. Since 1988, we've offered compassionate responses that combine God's truth with proven psychological principles to guide you toward healing. Our phone lines are open. Call us now at 1-800-229-3000.
Thank you so much for joining us today on New Life Live. Brian Perez is my name. Happy to have you watching and listening. Licensed marriage and family therapist Mark Cameron is here, as is clinical psychologist Dr. Jill Hubbard. Mark, what's new?
Happy Friday.
Yes. And hello to Ms. Hubbard. What's on your mind to start us off?
Hello. Well, I think a week or so ago we had a caller, Brian, you might remember, who was asking about his dream. Mm-hmm. And so I thought, well, let's talk about dreams a little bit.
Yeah,
we don't always get calls,
Mm-hmm.
but we all dream. Most of us, not everybody, but most of us dream, or not everybody remembers their dreams.
Mm-hmm.
We all do dream. And so we talked about dreams are a way of our mind and our unconscious chewing on what's unresolved in life. So trying to work out our unresolved conflicts while we're sleeping. And that it's a way, and our bodies are, fearfully and wonderfully made. And it's, I think, God's way of also helping us to heal our bodies and our minds and our psyches. So I remember as a kid, I had two really significant dreams. So significant, and they were repeating, and so significant that I named the dreams, actually, and I shared them with people. And then as I got older and a psych student and in therapy, I shared them with my therapist. So it was really rich material, right? Well, my parents had been going through a divorce, and it was quite contentious. And so the dreams were all around that theme and that anxiety, because that's what dreams do, right? They take what's happening, and we're trying to work it out. But a lot of people who have experienced a lot of trauma, a lot of PTSD, post-traumatic stress syndrome, do have very vivid dreams. And that's one of the characteristics of PTSD, is that you can have dreams where it feels like you're reliving the trauma, and that you can have dreams that have intense fear and anxiety and nightmares and these recurring themes and difficulty sleeping, right? So it can really wreak havoc in one's life. And I know with clients that I have had that have these reoccurring dreams, they really don't want to talk about them, and they get almost afraid to go to sleep. And so one of the things that's important, though, and that we can do, is there are some treatments that can be helpful. One is called imaginary rehearsal therapy, and it's a form of cognitive behavioral therapy. And it's where you, during your waking hours, is you kind of rewrite the narrative. So you think about your dream and the contents of it, and it's like, okay, how would you like it to be a little bit different? And you kind of rehearse that, like, what would you like to have done differently? If you could have screamed, if you could have run, what would that look like? And you rehearse that prior to going to sleep, right? So in the daytime, in the waking hours, to put that in your mind, right? There's also, I think, journaling dreams can be really important. There's exposure, rescripting, and relaxation therapy. There's also EMDR that we often talk about in dealing with dreams like this. But writing out some of our dreams, and part of the dreams that are traumatic is we feel like we have no control, right? A lack of control. And so to try to get some mastery. And as you see the themes, you want to start looking for what's different. Each time I dream this, what's a little bit different? So you can see the ways in which you actually do have control instead of feeling like the dreams are controlling you.
So, yeah, I think that's really helpful, because when we dream, our subconscious just kind of takes over.
Yes.
But when we are awake and we can kind of process that, we can allow ourselves to consciously take over, take control.
We're telling our brains
and that can
a different
impact
story.
Right, the subconscious later on. I think it's
Yeah.
great.
Yes. And there are also medications that can help with really intense nightmares for people that need it.
All right, we'll be back with some of your questions that you've got for us on the phone in just a moment.
Nobody gets married thinking that they're going to get divorced, yet there are so many people that experience divorce. How do we get through it? It can feel like it's the end of your story, but we also know that life goes on. So how do we get the healing that we need?
The Moving Forward Hope After Divorce webinar is Thursday evening, October 16th.
The live session will offer recovery tips like how to process grief in a healthy biblical way, practical steps for emotional healing after divorce, how to set healthy boundaries. This session is for anyone who's separated, divorced, or still navigating the long-term impact of divorce. Maybe you've been divorced for many years and you're still holding on to that resentment.
Call 1-800-NEW-LIFE or go online to newlife.com.
It's not information, it's an invitation to heal, to hope, to rebuild, to trust that God has more for your story.
Start your new chapter today. 1-800-NEW-LIFE, 1-800-639-5433. To find out more information about New Life or to order any of the resources mentioned on today's program, call 1-800-NEW-LIFE. Now back to New Life Live.
So many good questions coming up, so don't hang up if you're on the phone right now. Liz, Kathy, Amy, Theo, though, we're going to go to you first. Thank you so much for calling in from Greensboro, North Carolina. How can we help you today, Theo?
Yes, sir. Thanks for taking my call. I've got to give you some background in order to ask a question. And I'm in my early 50s, and I've got two older siblings, two older sisters. The oldest lives clear across the country, and the younger, they're both older than me, the younger lives out of the country.
Okay.
And when we were growing up, my parents were very conservative, but I wouldn't say we were super religious. We didn't go to church all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I think we kind of steered away from it. We just were turned off by church.
Mm-hmm.
And then as we got older, the younger of the two sisters would get involved in just pushing the envelope and seeing what they could get away with, even as a kid, and then as a high school and college, and got into all kinds of bad situations. I wouldn't say it was like getting involved with really bad people. It was just getting in unfortunate situations.
Right.
They do drinking like people do in college,
Mm-hmm.
used marijuana, totaled a car,
All the things.
and just sort of all kinds of bad things happened. And that the oldest sister always seemed like she just didn't really have any support, or at least acted like she didn't have any support, and she kind of left home as soon as she could,
Okay.
ran off and got married despite what my parents had any say in it or not. And now they're both of them are on second marriages.
Mm.
And somewhere in the mix, the younger one, I don't know, according to what I learned, was the younger one at some point was at the older one's house and had an illicit encounter with the other one's husband.
Wow. So how can we help
And
you today?
I'm sorry?
How can we help you today, Theo?
Well, this had happened years ago, and now the oldest sister does not want to, up until maybe a year ago, was still communicating with my parents, and now they act like my parents are evil. They wouldn't do anything to rein in the behavior of the other sister. So now she'll communicate on occasion with me, but she has said the last time my parents wanted to go out to take a journey to visit her, that she would not be visiting.
Okay. So you just want reconciliation for the whole family, and it's not happening?
Well, that would be great, because I know my mom is, they're getting up there in age.
Yeah. Mark, what would you say?
Yeah, so it sounds like your older sister is blaming your parents because they didn't rein in your younger sister, even though she made this decision to cross the line with your older sister's husband later on in life. And so what's your question here? Is it how do we reconcile together?
I was trying to figure out. The oldest one told me not to tell my parents, who were thinking of making a trip out there in the near future to find her, to tell them that I had not heard anything from her, and to be as vague as possible. Had said that my dad had spread very horrible lies about her, said that my parents were giving money to the other sister so they could practice witchcraft. I don't know where that comes from.
So you don't believe any of these things, and so your older sister is putting you in the middle.
Well, I'm not asking to be in the middle. I'm just saying, is there something I should do? Should I tell my parents, don't go out there because you might get the door slammed in your face? Is something I should tell one of the oldest sister? Or should I do nothing?
It does seem like you being the only boy in the family, and it sounds like you have relationship with everyone. Is that correct, Theo?
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, so you're kind of trying to be the mediator, peacemaker. It sounds like hearing everyone's
Or you're
part.
feeling stuck in the middle.
Yeah.
Because you're being triangulated is what's happening to you. You're trying to maintain connection with everybody, and then they're having disconnections with the others, and then they're putting you in the middle as the mediator.
Yeah, don't tell mom and dad this.
Yeah, or tell them that. Don't say that we've spoken, and it sounds like you're feeling stuck. I mean, what I would say to you, Thea, I mean, it's healthy to try and maintain connection with all of your family members, but I think it's unhealthy to be stuck in the middle and be triangulated. Do you feel confident enough to say to your sister, hey, listen, you know what, I'm not sure that I want to be in the middle of this, or to lie to mom and dad, and so I don't have to communicate the things that you're telling me, but I'm just going to redirect them over to you and say, well, I don't know. I think you need to have an honest conversation with them. Are you afraid that if you said that to your older sister, then she would cut you off?
She might, because I had tried to reach out to her before this whole silent treatment started, maybe within the last year, because my parents went to visit the other sister. I guess whether it's the bitterness or whatever of the oldest, didn't want to talk to my parents. And then when I tried to reach out to see, just say hi, see if they were okay, I got nothing until recently.
Yeah, I mean, I think what I would say to you, and again, of course, there's a risk involved in all of this, but I would, if I were you, I would take myself out of the middle respectfully. I mean, and sure, that there could be a chance that she's going to be upset at you, but sometimes people are upset at us for holding healthy boundaries. Otherwise, you're going to stay stuck in the middle of this and then feel like, well, I'm always on the precipice of, if I do speak up, I'm going to get cut out. And healthy relationships don't work like that. Healthy relationships have balance. They honor one another's differences and perspectives, and there's honesty in there.
And it's okay to say, sis, I love you, and I hear what you're saying. I also love mom and dad, and this is just too hard for me to have to mediate.
Yeah, I don't want to lie to them, and I want to maintain relationship with you, but I'm going to take myself out of the middle. If they ask me, I'm going to tell them to refer to you, and if you ask me, I'm going to tell you to refer to them. I love you both.
But you could also have empathy for her pain.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, she's feeling like she was wronged by the other sister. You can have empathy for that.
Boundaries would be a good book for you to read, Theo. So we're
so.
going to send you a copy from the newlife.com store. Stay on the phone and we'll get that out to you. Let's go to Washington, D.C. and speak with Liz, who listens on WAVA. Welcome, Liz, to New Life Live.
Hi, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Man, I just listened to the last guy giving his history, and I thought, oh boy, how do I shorten this?
Yeah.
So my husband and I have been married 17 years. There has been a lot of inconsistencies He had a drinking problem. I have a very deep faith. There's been dishonesty, things I've suspected, and I always just kind of move past it. But about a year and a half ago, I just noticed that he was acting just really mean. He was commenting, just very mean. And then he told me, just after 17 years, I've worked, he's worked, we've always been fine. He has a great job. I had a business. He told me that he was looking. I'll be 60 soon, and he's 62, and we're in great health. He said that he thought I was a financial liability, and I was shocked because I'd stuck by him through a lot. I also found out within that time that he lied to me our whole marriage about his military service. He joined a band and we're both Christians. He joined a band that they were singing about drinking and having sex. They're older gentlemen, and he started becoming very friendly with the woman in the band, and he said he didn't have an affair, but I found a message that he told her he loved her. He said he was just being a Christian brother. And
when you say he lied about his military history, was he not in the military and you thought that he was, or?
No, he was. This is our second marriage for both of us.
Okay.
I was single for 8 years. And he was in the military for 11 years, but he told me he had retired and that he was in special forces, and he's a beefcake. You would think he was in special forces, but things started coming up, and he just kept making the lie more and deeper. But recently, and this is my question, I'm trying to bring it in. He went ahead and sent me in February a property settlement agreement, and it was just ridiculous. During that time. And he's never left the house. I refuse to leave our house. We are in separate bedrooms now, but 2 weeks after I did not agree to the agreement, I got a message from his attorney, not him, that said he still loves you, he wants to work it out. He's still in the band. He says he doesn't have any interaction with the woman. He cleared out our bank account when this all happened. He still has a separate bank account. He still has his phone on a separate phone plan.
Yeah, so Liz, this sounds like a dangerous relationship for you. So he's initiated a separation, and then all of a sudden he wants to come back to you. I think red flags should be going up for you that he's
right.
It sounds like
maybe
he's trying to get something more from you, or something's falling through on the back end. I mean,
or divorce is more of a financial liability.
Right. I often say this to people. There's a difference between change and transformation. Okay,
Yeah.
Seasons change and they change back again, but trees, they grow, and when they grow, they transform. They become something new, and they don't go back to the old way of being. And so I think you look at his life and you look at, is transformation happening, or is this just kind of a change? A change in tactics, or he's having a change in situation, or is there a deep transformation happening? Because when deep transformation happens, somebody comes to you and they confess and they say, oh my gosh, I have treated you in this way, and that was wrong, and I am sorry, and I need your forgiveness, and this is not an excuse, but this is what was going on in my life, and now I'm addressing these things. And then you wait and you see if that takes root, and you see if fruit comes out of that. And then you can start to trust that something's happening. But when somebody just comes back to you, you have no idea whether he's lying to you or not. I think it's significant what you said. There was a lot of red flags, and you looked past them. Often when someone comes to me with a story like this, I ask him, two questions. What boundaries are you willing to hold, and what consequences are you willing to allow? And I start there with that person to see, what are they now willing to do? Because if you continue to live from a place of fear and insecurity, you're going to stay in this cycle.
Yeah, Jill.
Well,
Yeah,
and
I don't want to do that anymore. That's
Good.
it. I won't reconcile, and so I'm getting grief from his I
Yes.
won't reconcile.
Yeah. Good for you.
Because I haven't seen change.
well, and Liz, has his alcohol use continued?
No, he said it stopped.
Okay,
but,
well, that could be a lie too.
Well,
because
he's told you
all
a
of
lot.
this-
He's
all
told
of
you a
this
lot of
speaks
things.
of, like,
yeah.
addict
You can't
behavior.
trust his words.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
addicts lie.
Yeah. Do you have a therapist, Liz?
I need one. I need one.
Well, let us put you in touch with one.
A therapist and some legal information.
A lawyer, correct.
Yes. And a book. We're going to send you Intimate Deception from the
Yes.
newlife.com store. That's from our friend Dr. Sherry, and we'll put that in the mail to you. Stay on the phone, and we'll get that to you. Thank you for calling in today to New Life Live, Liz. And we've also got a intensive coming up in just a few weeks. We'll tell you about it when we come back here on New Life Live. And you can also call 1-800-NEW-LIFE to find out about it. It's called Restore, in case you want to go check that out right now. But we'll be back here on New Life Live.
I went to Every Man's Battle in 2012. My sexual integrity was not what it should have been. I sought out affairs, whether physical or emotional. Until I came to Every Man's Battle, I didn't understand that would never fill that void.
Every day, men struggle with sexual integrity. Impure thoughts, strip clubs, affairs, pornography.
The shame and guilt was overwhelming.
For over 20 years, New Life Ministries has been helping men regain their integrity through their one-of-a-kind Every Man's Battle Intensive.
You will discover what the true root of your pain is, and you will discover how to overcome.
You don't have to struggle any longer. Get help in Dallas, Texas, November 7th through the 9th. Call 1-800-NEW-LIFE to register or to find out more. 1-800-639-5433 or online at newlife.com. Enter the code NLL for a discount.
Every Man's Battle saved my life.
1-800-NEW-LIFE and the discount code NLL. Club New Life changes lives.
I think I go way back to listening to New Life, learning so much from it, and then becoming a Club New Life member.
Club New Life is a monthly giving family that helps New Life Ministries provide Christ-centered hope and counseling resources to thousands of people.
You know, I'm so thankful because you know why I keep giving? Because I keep learning, and I'm so thankful for all the lives that you touch every day and the people's lives. So when I get to still hear the radio show, it's just so encouraging to my heart.
When you sign up to support us monthly through Club New Life, you'll make a difference in the lives of individuals and families with godly counsel and connection to help.
And you know one reason I give? Because I feel like sometimes I'm hiding behind a counselor's couch listening to all this great information and not paying, so my guilt of this great advice is alleviated by being a Club New Life member.
Call 1-800-NEW-LIFE. That's 1-800-639-5433. And together we can help hurting people find help and hope in life's hardest places. Call 1-800-639-5433 to join Club New Life today. To find out more information about New Life or to order any of the resources mentioned on today's program, call 1-800-NEW-LIFE. Now back to New Life Live.
If sexual betrayal is part of your story, ladies, whether it was recently or long ago, please plan to join us at the Restore Healing After Betrayal workshop in Washington, D.C. the weekend of November 7th. Betrayal trauma is painful. We just heard from Liz a few minutes ago. We provide a safe place for you to come and begin your healing. It's led by 2 therapists who have been there and come out the other side whole. You'll be joined by other women who are walking the same path. You'll be seen, heard, understood, and you'll find the hope that what happened does not have to define you. Get all the details at newlife.com and register by October 24th for the early bird discount. Back to the phones now. Here is Amy in Los Angeles watching us on YouTube. Hey there, Amy. How can we help you?
Hi, Saints. How are y'all doing today?
Doing great.
Good.
What's going on?
Yes, sir. So I was wondering, so I had the opportunity, privilege, and honor just to start my own YouTube channel. So I'm officially a YouTuber now. And that being said, I'm excited to go on YouTube and do my daily encouragement based on Romans 12:1. Do not conform no longer to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. So that's like the basis of the program. The program. I almost started talking in Arabic because that's my first language. But my question is, I've gotten a lot of comments, and like the comments are like, some of them are hateful comments, and I'm not like 100% sure how to respond, or even if I should even respond to those comments. And then I got some loving comments like, "Hey, you're doing a great job. Keep your head up. You know, the Lord is using you." And then so my question is, should I like use the hate to fuel God's purpose for this podcast on YouTube, or
Whoops, sorry. Or what?
those people?
Or what?
Or should I minister? Should I use the comments? Should I use them to minister God's love to these people that need the love of God the most, and like call them like? Or should I just get a moderator or delete the comments completely? Like what? Like where do y'all? I know y'all have experience in this area since y'all are on YouTube.
Well,
and like.
So here's what I would say, Amy. I think anytime you put something out there on YouTube, social media, you're going to get people who are going to be haters, sadly, and are going to say,
they feel the liberty,
yes,
right?
and they're going to say mean and
what
nasty
they feel.
things. And part of that, not that it's deserved, is that you're in this open forum. I think what I would say to you is look at your energy levels, because there's some people who just want to hate, and you will just end up going back and forth with them. If it were me, I would separate comments out between concerns and hate. And if somebody has a legitimate concern, then they're probably open to a dialogue, and you can respond back and show God's love. If somebody is just wanting to hate, I'm not saying don't show God's love, but it also might be okay to just not even respond to them, because you don't want to waste your energy. And I think if you look through the Gospels too, there were times that Jesus walked away. There were times Jesus got exasperated with the Pharisees. They were asking questions after questions, and he knew they weren't really looking to learn and understand. They were trying to trap him. They were trying to make him look foolish. And so he had little tolerance when they did that, and mostly his answers were really to the crowd around, the other people who were listening.
Yeah.
Which is the same thing on YouTube. Sometimes you're going to address an issue because it's to the crowd around. And yes, you can use it to share the Lord's love and his word. But I agree with you. Don't keep engaging someone who's just trying, no matter what you say, they're going to just keep spinning the hate, because there are lots of trolls on there that want to disrupt what you're doing. And whenever you stand up for Christ, Amy, you will get some opposition. And so this is the open form of opposition.
Yeah, and it's your channel. If somebody is writing nasty things on there, if they're cursing, if it's vulgar, I think it's totally your prerogative to delete that kind of content if you desire, because the true people who are listening to it don't want to see that.
Yeah. Amy, I wish you had called us before you started this YouTube channel, but if there's anybody out there watching and listening who wants to start a YouTube channel, maybe some advice for you, because there are going to be those negative trolls who are going to attack you. I mean, it happens just on my Facebook page every now and then. So when you do a YouTube channel with all these people watching, especially as it gains popularity and you put out more and more videos, I mean, it's you've got to have this resilience or something that these comments are going to come. So how do you prepare for that? What would you say?
Well, I think it's just having the mindset that I described. It's hard. I mean, these things trigger wounds in us. When we have rejection wounds, when we have, if you had a parent who was critical, when you see these things, it triggers those things back in you. And so learning to identify those things about yourself and heal, and these comments end up losing their power over you.
Working on that, and then realizing that when people see you, they see you in a way that they need you to be. Anybody in the public eye gets a lot of projection of what they need from you or what they hate in other people or in their own lives. So you're going to get a lot of projection. It's not all about you, but when you do feel that woundedness, it's touching on those younger areas, and that's important to look at.
It's almost like a form of jealousy or something. They see that you've got success, so they're going to come after you, and they're just going to say, you don't know what you're doing, or tell you off in vulgar ways, perhaps. Who knows? But just you got to remember to keep your chin up and
use it to make you better.
Yeah, very true. All right, Amy, we're going to send you a resource from the newlife.com store just for calling in today to New Life Live. And we've got lots of time left, and we've got phone calls too. So we're going to get to those. Kathy and Alaya, you guys are coming right up here on New Life Live. Thanks so much for listening today and for watching us as well.
I was sort of vaguely familiar that the 12 steps had some origination in the Bible. I found life recovery, and one of the things I liked so much was that it had such a broad appeal. It wasn't limited to just alcohol or drugs, that it was addressing a wide range of problems.
At New Life, we believe everyone can benefit from a life recovery experience. There are life recovery groups all over the country. They take place online, in conference calls, and in person. And if there isn't one in your area, we can help you start one. We have startup materials, leaders' guides, CDs, Bibles, and more, all with discounts available for groups. Call us at 1-800-NEW-LIFE and ask for Terry Ward. The 12 Steps have long been a great help to people in recovery because much of the 12 Steps' power comes from the fact that they capture principles clearly revealed in the Bible.
The 12 steps is really a pattern for all of us as Christians.
Call 1-800-NEW-LIFE. That's 1-800-639-5433. Do you need help for life's hard situations?
My husband recently said he wanted a divorce.
I'm confused on what I should do.
I have an eating disorder.
New Life Live answers your questions on relationships, grief, addiction, trauma, anxiety, and much more, all from a biblical perspective with our panel of professional counselors and psychologists.
I learn a lot from your program.
You help so many people.
I appreciate your ministry.
Whether you listen or watch, there are so many ways to connect with us to ask our panel of counselors a question. Call us Monday through Wednesday at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific at 1-800-229-3000 to ask your question on New Life Live. Or go to newlife.com/radio for other ways to get your question answered.
I'm trying to find help.
I just want to know how to set boundaries.
If it's a sin, what am I supposed to do?
Need a therapist or a coach, a resource, or an intensive? Call us at 1-800-NEW-LIFE. That's 1-800-639-5433. 1-800-NEW-LIFE. To find out more information about New Life or to order any of the resources mentioned on today's program, call 1-800-NEW-LIFE. Now back to New Life Live.
Amy, we're going to send you a copy of How You Think Determines the Course of Your Life from the newlife.com store. So thanks for calling us today here on New Life Live. And we are so grateful for our Club New Life family. These are the folks who make a monthly recurring gift to New Life, and they are making an impact on the world for Christ by their commitment to providing godly help to people in need. If you're part of Club New Life, mark your calendars for the fourth quarter Zoom. It's on Saturday, November 1st at 8 a.m. Pacific time, 11 a.m. Eastern. That's the day before our clocks go back an hour and we get an extra hour of sleep. So Club New Life family, you'll get an extra hour of sleep and extra wisdom too that weekend. Besides hearing ministry updates, you'll be hearing from Mark Cameron. Hey, Mark Cameron, this guy. You know what you're speaking on? Do you remember? It's forgiveness and repair.
Yes, I remember that.
Yes, okay. Just kind of letting you know, in case you didn't know. But yeah, Mark's going to be talking about this on November 1st. If you're not yet part of Club New Life, I invite you to join our monthly giving family today and then join us for the Zoom on November 1st. You can get all the details at newlife.com or by calling 1-800-NEW-LIFE. Let's talk to Kathy in New Jersey, listening on WFIL. Hey, Kathy, how can we help you today?
Hi, God bless you all, and thank you for this opportunity to speak.
Yeah. You okay? What's going on?
Well, for about a few days, I've been thinking about my past, and the thought keeps popping up in my brain that when I was a little girl, I can't tell if it's just a bad dream or it really happened. But I used to go to Sunday school, and my Sunday school teacher took me in the other room. He made me lift up my chest, and I put my hand over my underwear because he instructed me to do that and to masturbate, with my underwear on in front of him. And it's very disturbing to me, this thought.
Wow. And you just recently started having this dream? Roughly?
So,
yeah, it's coming from my past.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
you're thinking about, I'm unclear, is it a dream you're having now, or you've been thinking about your past and you're saying you don't know if in the past if it was a dream or it really happened?
Yes.
You
but
don't know
I've been
what...
thinking about my past.
Yes.
And it pops up in my mind.
Okay.
And
Kathy, how old are you?
I'm 72 years young.
72. Okay. Okay. And how old were you when you think about what happened, this incident? How old were you in that?
7 years old.
Okay.
I don't know how to deal with it. Maybe rebuke it in the name of Jesus. I don't know.
Well, I'm so sorry that happened to you, Kathy. I mean, it's highly disturbing if that was true, and it's disturbing to you now. Oftentimes, you know, Jill, she gave this great opener about dreams that we have, and it can come from traumatic experiences, and it's our brain's way of just kind of playing it out and trying to make sense of it. And this is something that is very hard to make sense of. There's a therapy called EMDR, eye movement desensitization reprocessing, and it's a therapy that helps us reduce the intensity of the trauma of experiences that we've had. Or, I mean, even in this case, it might be hard to know whether you've had it or not, but the dream itself is disturbing to you. So I think if we can put you in touch with somebody in your area who does EMDR, I think that could be a helpful way to process this.
Right, and to talk through. And I'm wondering, too, about other people who were around you at 7 years old, siblings or relatives that might shed light on your story and in your exploration, because you have some specifics in that you're remembering, and it isn't uncommon for later in life as we're reflecting on our lives and when things are calm and safe and good, for things like this to come up. And so your mind can feel kind of surreal, and so you're wanting to tell yourself this was a dream. We don't often, remember dreams like that from the past unless you remembered it when you were young. And
if somebody can validate for you, that helps you feel a little less crazy. Yeah.
Now, Kathy, you said you were reflecting on your past. Is there a specific or a particular reason why you were doing that?
Well, it was around the time I was saved. I was saved just a little girl. And I don't remember if it was the same teacher or not. I don't think I ever told my mother. I just thought, he's a Sunday school teacher, and this all happened, so I didn't know it was wrong or...
Right, yeah, this wasn't your fault. You were just young, and you were obeying authority.
Yes, like the church.
Yeah, I don't think you did anything wrong, Kathy, but sometimes those thoughts and those beliefs stick with us that we did do something wrong. And so that's why I think it's really helpful for you to get some professional help.
Yeah, I do have a counselor.
Good. Have you been talking about this?
No.
Okay.
No.
This would be important to bring into the therapy, Kathy, and talk about the ins and outs of it.
All right, so stay on the phone, Kathy. I think we'll send you a copy of the Life Recovery Devotional from the newlife.com store. And now let's talk to Alaya in Omaha, Nebraska, listening on the New Life app. Hello, thanks for calling New Life Live.
Hi. So my question was basically, I guess, because I've been dealing with some spiritual warfare. But I brought it on to myself. I mean, but it's okay. Like, I don't have fear about it or nothing like that. I know that, Jesus' name is the name above all names, and, he, cast out demons, use his name type stuff. Like, yeah. But could I get, more knowledge on where to go? Because, so, last night, I missed the whole intro. I wish I was here because I overheard you guys talking about dreams and stuff. So... last night I was kind of asleep, kind of awake, that type of thing. And there was this loud sound, like a surround sound type thing that was like right by my head. I live in a college dorm, so I have like 3 other roommates. And so I knew it wasn't real. And it was like, you know, like sexual noises, like somebody was, doing all that good stuff. And then, from there, like, I couldn't move, but, like, you know, I wanted to low-key, like, you know, like, pleasure myself, things like that. But I know I didn't because, you know, God delivered me from that, so I didn't do it. And then next thing you know, my room was still, like, black in this moment. But then I looked, and then I could see that there were actually, like I don't know, like demons or something, or like in my room, and it was like right by my door. And I just, you know, started just saying, you know, like Jesus, 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 you know, and like I couldn't like physically say it. I said it in my mind, and then something like an angel or Jesus came down and actually like killed the demon or whatever in my room. And then next thing you know, by my window it was like a guy. I assume it was Jesus or somebody of some sort. It was a good guy, and he was sitting on my windowsill, and he was holding my hand as if he was going to pull me out the window, kind of like that fairy tale.
Aaliyah, we're running out of time. Do you have a question for us that we can start to think about?
How do I deal with that? Like, because I know I can pray and stuff like that. Or is there anything I'm missing?
Now, quick question for you. You say you brought the spiritual warfare upon yourself. What did you mean by that?
Because I know that I'm a generational curse breaker in my family. Like, there's a lot of things going on. Like, I'm not aware, but I was traumatized as a child, and I don't want that to go past me. So yesterday I prayed like really, really heavy around my room, the dorm, like kitchen, everywhere, touching everything and rebuking stuff. That's what I said. I strongly.
And you're in college, and I just want to verify something. Do you drink or do you use any other substances, Aaliyah?
Oh, me? No.
Okay.
But I do. One of my roommates does, and she struggles with some very hard like lust and stuff, and I'm praying for that. And
yeah, Jill, any thoughts before we go to break?
Just that I think we're going to talk about this at the break, Aaliyah, and I'm glad that you're not afraid and that you know you can call on the name of Jesus.
All right, we do have to go to break. We'll be back with your question, Aaliyah, and Bob will get to you as well. So thank you so much for calling in to New Life Live. We are here every day, Monday through Friday, for you guys to call in and ask us about the questions that you're going through, all the different pressures and tension and everything. Give us a call when we are here in the studio at New Life Live.
I was stuck. I was so stuck. 27 years married. My husband addicted to pornography for the majority of our marriage. I was very isolated and didn't really know which way to turn.
If you've been affected by betrayal, an emotional or physical affair, or pornography, Restore Intensive will equip you with support and tools to help you through.
When two people want to do their part, we can be restored. But if they don't, we can still be restored. We are not stuck because someone else made a decision. That God lets us weigh in on how we want to walk out our lives. Our wellness does not hinge on another person's decision.
The Restore Intensive is coming to Washington, D.C. November 7th to the 9th. Register online at newlife.com or call 1-800-NEW-LIFE and use the discount code NLL to save $50.
You guys helped me figure out what was going on.
1-800-NEW-LIFE and the discount code NLL. For over 35 years, New Life has been the most trusted name in Christian counseling.
Your ministry has saved my life.
If you struggle with emotional hurt, family or marriage problems, the pit of depression, or the pain of addiction, we can help.
I'm down 100 pounds now from what I was.
I found a counselor through New Life Ministries, and it's just been outstanding.
Our treatment programs provide clinically appropriate solutions from licensed professionals, all in a biblical framework.
I have had problems with alcohol. I think God has ordained this place to be His.
is.
You don't have to be a prisoner of your pain. Help is available at 1-800-NEW-LIFE.
She tells me that I'm a new man, and I feel like a new man.
It worked for me, and it can work for them too.
This time it is different.
If you're ready to take the first steps toward genuine spiritual and emotional healing, call us today at 1-800-NEW-LIFE. God can open the door for a better tomorrow.
To get someone that's competent, that's good at what they do, it's been like day and night compared to what I've had before.
Call 1-800-639-5433. To find out more information about New Life or to order any of the resources mentioned on today's program, call 1-800-NEW-LIFE. Now back to New Life Live.
And we'll go back to Alaya. Thanks so much for holding through the break, Alaya. So what did you want to say?
Yeah, go ahead, Jim.
Well, Alaya, you mentioned that you were abused as a child. And so it's interesting because when we are abused and have that trauma early on in life, we tend to relive it and replay it and see it in lots of different aspects of our lives. We even often connect with people who have also been abused. And it is a form of spiritual warfare that happens. And I'm hearing these themes of sexual content that you described, and that you talking about demons and Jesus, and so harm that has happened to you, and a rescuer who comes, and so all these themes that are coming up for you. And I'm wondering what kind of help you have gotten for your trauma. You say that you're a generational trauma breaker. Awesome. So are you doing some trauma therapy to help you work through? And Mark, you had some further ideas on that.
Yeah. I have you sought any help, Alaya? Are you doing therapy with anybody?
So I do have a therapist, but I did want to try EDMR, but I have a new therapist, but she does not do that.
Okay. So, and it's okay. Sometimes, if your therapist isn't trained in that, you can go to a therapist who's specifically trained in EMDR and just do EMDR with that person, and then come back to your other
bring
therapist
it to your
if you've had that bond with them. I mean, one thing that I noticed about you, Alaya, is just even putting the story together is kind of a struggle for you, and that often happens to trauma and abuse victims, because what happens is when it's so bad, especially for children, they dissociate. They split their mind off from the body of what is happening. And so we split our minds off from language. And it's hard to kind of even describe the event after that. So I do recommend for you to do EMDR, because yes, as Jill is saying, as Christians, we do believe that there is spiritual warfare, but also our brains have been designed in certain ways that when we go through trauma, certain things happen. And so we can also address the biology of how the Lord has made us too. And so that's where I think that's a really good idea for you, is to go and do some EMDR and see how that can help resolve some of this for you.
All right, we're going to send you a copy of Healing as a Choice just for calling in today to New Life Live. And we also want you to listen to the opening comments that Jill made on today's program. So go back on newlife.com and look for the October 10th episode, and you'll be able to find that. Let's go to Bob in Atlanta, Georgia, listening to us on Sirius XM channel 131. Hi there, Bob.
Hello, how are you?
Doing well. How can we help you?
Well, it's about my daughter. She was abused emotionally, very seriously abused emotionally by her mother, rejection. Her mother divorced me, and I loved my daughter a lot, and it turned out that she was yelling and screaming at her all the time. I heard it once when I was supposed to meet her at a festival, and she was coming out of the bathroom. My daughter was in there just wailing and crying, and she just walked right past me, and my ex-wife. Anyway, make a long story short, she was really emotionally abused, and I took her to a psychologist, and I was like 30 feet down the hall, and then as soon as she started talking to her, she started wailing and crying and just becoming hysterical, my daughter. And she was only about, 7 or 8 years old then. And so this happened, during her formative years, and this rejection was severe. And she turned to performance in high school and college, and I'll tell you, she's probably been at the 0.5% top of her class in everything, you know. And she got, a partial scholarship to Emory University here, and graduated with I think a 3.9, and then she got a master's at University of Georgia, another 3.9, and then got a merit scholarship to Northwestern, another 3.8 or 9. Anyway, but the point is this: I think with that background, I'm not going to say what I think. I want you to answer without me saying anything.
Yeah.
Would that background make her very vulnerable to a man or men that could take advantage of her psychologically very easy?
And is that the situation that she's finding herself in, or you suspect that she's in, Bob?
No, she's finding herself in a situation where I think that is happening. They're both members of a well-known orchestra. His parents are members of the symphony. And
how old is she?
And she's in her 30s.
30s.
And but the thing about it is, she is now living in that household. And she started because he offered her a place to stay while she was looking for a job in Atlanta and needed to do interviews and all that without commuting back and forth to another city in Georgia.
Yeah.
And but now, she's rented an apartment also, and that's kind of expensive, but because she did get a job teaching at a public school here. And
we're almost,
what is your
we're
question,
almost out of time
Bob?
here, Bob.
Oh, I'm sorry. My
That's
question is, I think she is being taken advantage of. He's pushing all her buttons to try to make her want to just become part of his family.
Hold on, Bob. So what I would say is, yes, you're right. Somebody who has a childhood where they get a lot of criticism, they're held to high standards, can become a performer type person, and then they can be conditioned to put up with abuse. And so I think if you're suspecting that your daughter is being abused and manipulated by somebody, I suggest that you try and meet with her and point out your concern.
And
I've already told her some of my concerns.
Okay.
It's not that he's abusing her. He's treating her like the best thing since sliced bread, according to what she says. But I think it's just a ploy, because I think what he's really looking for is someone to take care of him.
Okay, well, and Bob, it also makes sense that having witnessed your daughter go through this, that you would want to protect her and that you would be leery of anyone having wrong motives, because here you would have probably never thought the wife that you married would have treated a child the way she did. And so I think as the protective dad, you are going to be highly suspect. And so And so you've got to kind of balance that out with what she's an adult. So you can give her input, and you can also say, I might just be being a protective dad, but I'm concerned about you. And can we have continued dialogue? And who else is she talking to about her relationship?
Yeah, I agree with Jill here. She's an adult, so there's limited that you can do. But what you can do is you can stay close. You can voice your concern. And if it is true, when it starts to happen, that will give you credibility. And she will know that you're safe to come to. And that would be the hope, is that if something is happening, that she will voice her concern and she will come to you.
All right, Bob, we're going to send you a copy of Doing Life with Your Adult Children by our friend Dr. Jim Burns from the newlife.com store. Thank you so much for calling in today to New Life Live. Thank you all for watching and listening. We will see you at church this Sunday, which reminds me, when you're at church this weekend and you come across someone who's struggling, pray for them and tell them about New Life. Suggest they visit our website, newlife.com. They'll see all the ways to connect to biblical help for what they're facing. One of those ways, of course, is for them to call us on Monday, when we will next be in the studio, and we'll be here for 2 hours. And we would love to hear from you or your friend, then the person that you meet at church. So God bless you guys. Thanks so much for everything. Thanks for praying for us, for praying for our listeners as they call in with their different struggles. Remember to keep them in your prayers and us, and we'll be praying for you as well. God bless you. We'll talk to you next time here on New Life Live.
Thanks for listening. We hope this program has helped you by giving you insights for handling the challenges you face in your life. We want you to know that we're here for you, but you also need to know that New Life Live is a listener-supported ministry. To make your donation or to get any of the resources mentioned on today's program, call 1-800-NEW-LIFE. That's 1-800-639-5433 or online at newlife.com. Please join us again on Monday for New Life Live.